Aloha Friday, August 21st. I am Kelly. If this is the first time you viewed one of my Friday posts, welcome. If you're one of my repeat viewers, welcome back. You always know that if you're back for the second time or more, I always ask, what are you doing this weekend? Once in a while, I hear some pretty interesting things. I always try to share if there's something special that I'm doing. This weekend, I had a chance to take my boat out fishing, and I decided, nope, I'm going to take a weekend off. So I've got a weekend off where my boat's going to sit in my driveway. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Unless, well, maybe if somebody twists my arm hard enough, I'll be able to do it. I'm always willing to do that. Hey, what are you doing? So I heard today one of the most interesting ones. There's a couple and a family that's doing the Pacific Crest Trail. They're going to be off grid for a few days. That sounds like fun. Another couple was going to Fish Lake, camping. Another was going to Leavenworth, Friday Harbor, just different things. Sounds like a fun weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe. And of course, when you're around others, please wear your mask. Sharing that from the benefit of my son Dustin. He always reminds me. Okay? So the message today, real estate. And you know that this is what I do for a living. However, these messages that I send on a Friday is all about giving you value. It's not about asking for your business. Yes, I'm always available to do that. But the purpose of this is hopefully this gives you some confidence, or maybe you know somebody that needs the confidence to be able to move forward, and this will help them. So today's message is about buying and what are the costs involved with doing that. So first of all, thank you very much to Shane Kidwell at Dwell Mortgage for helping me compile this information. So would you be surprised to know that one of the costs involved with buying a home is not commissions? Yes, that's true. Most of the time, your commissions, and I say most of the times your commissions are paid for by the seller. Yep. You also don't pay sales taxes when you buy a house. That's paid for by the seller. Good news, right? So things you do pay for. Things you pay for are going to be things like escrow. What is escrow? Escrow is the independent company that's out there that will help make sure that the purchase and sell of the home is clear and you're qualified to buy it and the seller is qualified to sell it without encumbrances. Okay? Keep you out of trouble as a buyer, keep them out of trouble as a seller. They work for both sides. Title. Title also has fees to transfer the title from the previous owner to the new owner's name. Okay? And their job is again to make sure that that title is clear. Other things that will be involved, real estate taxes. So you're going to pay advanced real estate taxes that the local government, that funds the local government for the home. So you want to know what those are going to be in advance. You also want to know homeowners insurance. What is that going to cost? And you want to check in with that with whoever who handles your insurance, or ask your broker, and your broker will give you some recommendations. Now, another thing here that's really important, you hear this as insurance, but it's a little head scratching, and that is purchase mortgage insurance. It's not the same as homeowners insurance. This is insurance, so if you do not have a 20% down payment, what happens is the lenders have, if you will, an insurance policy that will insure your loan for less than 20% equity. Now, why is that a great thing? Well, gosh, if you have, let's say, you have a few $1,000s saved, and you don't think you can buy a home, you might be able to buy a home with just a few $1,000s. You might be able to buy a home with $0, believe it or not, in today's market. And you want to know what purchase mortgage insurance is. And by the way, the thing about purchase mortgage insurance you want to ask for in advance is, can that insurance be released when you get to the magic amount of 20% equity or 80% loan to value? You might have heard the term LTV. That's what that stands for, okay? So be aware of what PMI is and the advantages and what it might cost you if you do decide to do that. But gosh, I've helped several people buy homes with that in mind. Now, the other is if you're a veteran and you can take advantage of a VA loan, guess you don't even have to pay for that home purchase mortgage insurance. And you can also buy that home with VA with zero down. So yes, that's definitely the best loan out there. And by the way, thank you for your service if you can take advantage of it. Other fees that you want to be aware of are things that the lender might be charging you. And those things are discount points, origination fees, recording fees, credit fees, things like that. Okay, be aware that those fees, and again, a good lender will tell you those up front and or work with you to reduce or eliminate them. Okay, now appraisal. Who pays for that? You do as a buyer. Appraisal, the lender wants to make sure that the home's value is what you're buying it for, right? Also, what else you might be charged for is an inspection. Now, the inspection is not mandatory in most cases, but in what we're going to suggest here is that you're going to do it because you want to make sure that the home that you're buying is safe and sound and you don't have, major trouble going on with it. So there is an inspection fee that you might want to go through. And you want to, again, be aware of that with your real estate broker, what that can be. Gosh, what else? If you've never bought a home before, you're going to start paying for utilities. You may have never done that before. So you want to know what those are. You might have a well inspection that you have to do if it's on a well. This is basically checking the water. If it's on a septic system versus sewer, the seller, in this case, will pay for that septic system. So kind of reversing that. So if you add all those fees and services up, it's usually somewhere between 2 and maybe 3% of the purchase price of your home. So that's a good number to write down because if you think that in advance, you can kind of set that aside. And again, in this situation, you might be able to ask your lender to help you roll those into the cost of the loan, or you might also be able to ask the seller to include those or help pay for those in the purchase of the home. So have the seller pay for them. There's all kinds of ways to make that work if you don't have all that cash available. But I do want you to be aware that what those fees are. So going into the purchase, you are going in with eyes wide open. Okay. Hopefully this has been informative and of value. Again, please share this with anybody you know out there that might ever be considering buying a home. Have a terrific weekend. Stay safe. Wear your mask if you're supposed to, wherever that is. And God bless. Bye-bye.